Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and in today's video, we're going to dive more into tonight's game against the Minnesota Timberwolves and OKC Thunder. We're going to talk about a little Ant versus Shai rivalry. Ant has said a few things over the past week that we'll kind of dive into. We're also going to talk about the matchup of the night to look forward to. This is a big one, so we're going to really zone in on this game and talk about a few different things to kind of look out for tonight. And then at the end, we'll get some injury updates. According to Mark Dagnall, there's a few things to be talked about on the injury side of things, so we'll talk about that towards the end. But before we get going, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, helps me out so much. So if you are a daily viewer and you love the videos, please see if you can hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel so much. But we're going to dive into this Wolves and Thunder matchup, and this is just a game where we talked about it yesterday. The Wolves are coming in here 10-7. They should be a playoff team in the Western Conference pretty handily. Now, will the Thunder see them again because they've kind of struggled early on? Who will they get in that first round matchup? Do they get a Nuggets, a Rockets, a Lakers, somebody like that who is considered a contender in the Western Conference? Can they upset them or whatever not? But in this one, this is a big one, and obviously, we played them in the Western Conference Finals last year, beat them in 5 pretty handily, and that one game we lost was an embarrassment beyond all measures on a playoff loss. It's in history as one of the worst playoff losses ever. You squish that in with 4 wins, and the Thunder win in 5. So the Thunder have that. You know the Wolves are going to want to come into OKC tonight and just really put it to the Thunder and be that second loss, especially a team like this who has revenge on their mind. And you really can't go with talking about these two teams without talking about the two best players, Anthony Edwards and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and there's a little bit of rivalry going on right now. Anthony Edwards recently had a video with Cat Williams announcing his new Anthony Edwards shoe, and in the announcement ad, whatever you want to call it, the video, he kind of throws shade at Shai's new shoes and talking about Converse in that aspect of it. And then he was referencing Shai with Shai talking about his poems that he posts and all of that. So there's a little bit of shade being thrown around, and we know that Ant and Shai like to go at it every time they're out there. They're both very competitive. They know that they want to be better than whoever is on the other side of them and just try to prove they're the better player out there on the court. And Anthony Edwards is going to be hungry, but he also has his hands full with guys like Caruso, Wallace, and Nort all out there that you can throw him any one of those 3 whenever you want. And Shai, on the other hand, doesn't have somebody on the Wolves side of things that will probably be able to guard him as well as we can guard Anthony Edwards. So these two are going to go at it. We know they're going to be competitive, even though we have 3 of the best perimeter defenders in the league. We know Anthony Edwards is still going to get to his spots sometimes and hit those shots, and we're just going to have to play along with it. So it's really going to be a matchup of who can be more efficient. We know Shai's the more efficient shooter, scorer, whatever you want to call it, but will Ant be able to have one of those big games? We'll have to see. And that wasn't the match of the night. I think those two you can really look at, and everybody knows those two are going to do what they need to do to get, and it's really around them who's going to be the difference, whether it's Randall Gobert on the Wolves side, whether it's Chet going out there having a big game, A.J. Mitchell coming off of a perfect 8-for-8 game where he didn't miss a shot from the field. So for me, the matchup of the night, I think, really is going to come down to the secondary stars of Chet Holmgren and Julius Randle. I'm sure they're going to be guarding each other a good chunk of the night. I'm sure Chet will be on Randle most of the night because we're going to want to have Hartenstein on Gobert, or maybe we switch it around, but I think Chet will be on Randle most of the time, especially down low in the post. So I think these two kind of really decide a big part of this game. Can Chet really slow down Randle, and can Chet go out there and have a 20-10 game? If he can do that, the Thunder are once again going to go out there and blow them out by 20, 30 points, and Shai might not even play the fourth quarter depending on it. If Randle can go out there, really force maybe even Chet into some foul trouble, or he's going out there, he has a really good first half, and the Thunder might be down by 1 or 2 at half, how does that kind of shift things? Is Chet struggling? Do you maybe switch Chet on to Gobert and put Hartenstein on Randle? And you might have to start mixing some things in. So I think these two really hold the keys on both sides of it. I know the Thunder are a lot deeper, so maybe Chet doesn't even have that good of a game again. Maybe he only has 15 and 7, but AJ Mitchell goes off, or Isaiah Joe hits 4 threes again, or maybe Hartenstein has a big game, Lou Dort, somebody like that. It doesn't have to be Chet because the Thunder are just so much deeper. But I think for the Wolves to have a chance in this, you know what you're going to get out of Ant. It's going to be up to Randall, the secondary star, to go out there and try to really set a tone. We know he struggled last year in that Western Conference final. The Thunder really shut him down. It also helped that we had J-Dub who could kind of match that size in that essence as well. So it's going to be interesting to see, can Chet keep up with Randall on the defensive side. We know Chet is the Defensive Player of the Year candidate and leading on betting odds right now to win that award. So this will be a game where if he can go out there and prove it, maybe that just spikes its odds up and maybe gets himself a chance for the Defensive Player of the Year. And we'll kind of wrap up now talking a little bit about yesterday, practice day, and couple of little interviews with the media. And Mark Dagnall talking about some injury updates for the Thunder side of things. Obviously, we have 3 big guys out right now in J-Dub, Aaron Wiggins, and Kenrich Williams. And Mark Dagnall gave an update on everybody but J-Dub. They're still not telling us anything about this J-Dub thing. I'm not sure if it's something that we're not knowing is in a bad sense, or maybe it's he's so close they're just kind of waiting until there gives a green light or whatever it might be. But like we continue to say, the Thunder are not going to rush J-Dub back whatsoever, especially when you're 17-1. There's no reason to rush J-Dub back, especially with him missing the NBA, all-NBA stuff and not being able to win those awards with the 65-game minimum. So there's no reason to rush him back. If he doesn't return until Christmas and the Thunder are 27-2, it doesn't matter whatsoever. And now you got J-Dub back on a 27-2 team. So once again, no update on that. But on the update side of Aaron Wiggins and Kenrich Williams, Coach Dagnall said that they are both making good strides in their process of getting back out on the court. Both of them were seen at practice shoot-arounds, and they were putting shots up. Aaron Wiggins looked really good, especially with his strain. He's been out for at least 2 or 3 weeks now, so it's going to be good to see him get back. Obviously, Kenrich Williams hasn't played yet this year. He's kind of on that same timeline with Wiggins. I feel like we might be heading to a place where possibly we get all 3 of those guys back within the 1 or 2 game sample size, and then just in a flip of that, we have everybody back fully healthy, and it's just go time. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe all 3 of them, including J-Dub, Wiggins, and Kenrich Williams, maybe they're all kind of on the same timeline, and maybe it's just one big surprise of, like, we're getting everybody back on this specific night. Maybe it is Christmas to kind of hype up that Christmas game with the Spurs or whatever it might be, but it's going to be interesting to see how the Thunder approach this. Like I said, I think there's no reason to rush J-Dub back. If he can get even more healthy than what we need him to be before he gets back, we're going to take it, because you don't want to have this reoccurring thing pop up with a player that you're giving a supermax contract to, and you want him to be a core of your franchise and possibly a top 10 player. Some people already believe he is that top 10 player. Can he make another jump and really show that this contract is going to be worth it? So I think they're going to take it a slow and make sure everything is fully healed, and we're going to make sure that J-Dub's back, and I think Aaron Wiggins and Kenrich Williams are the same way. I think we're getting into that where within the next week, hopefully 2 weeks, that we get all these guys back and the Thunder are just full throttle going, and we can run a 11-man rotation out there every single night and have no problem and no setback on who you're putting out there. So it's just a really fun time to be an OKC Thunder fan at all of this. So that'll be it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.